Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. But unfortunately, I wish I could join all of you in slightly better spirits because, well, this story is just upsetting, and it's upsetting for me, and it's just it's less me because I'm not involved in this, but I'm gonna stick up for them. That's just how it is. So a recent video has come out featuring popular Twitch personality Sea Dog, aka Connor, and his basically his best friend slash the de facto daughter, Iron Mouse, a very popular Puerto Rican. Is Can someone remind me whether or not Iron Mouse is Puerto Rican? Anyway, for those who don't know, Iron Mouse has been a very, very popular VTuber who suffers from an immune deficiency disorder, and it basically means that I don't want to say it's sort of into being an invalid, but it means that actually being able to get outside is an extremely problematic exercise. So, because Connor is pretty much this little innocent Welshman is pretty much Iron Mouse's best friend at this point and de facto caregiver at this stage. It's usually the fashion that what happens is that when Connor goes to conventions, they go out. He would have his friends with him, and he will also carry around this basically a tablet of some sort, and it would actually have Iron Mouse's live image on it because she would broadcast on it, and it's so that she could actually be as a part of the experience, whether they go into stores to buy cinnamon roll plushies, whether they go to conventions, or sometimes when Connors does these sorts of charity bike rides across Japan, Iron Mouse will sort of be there as well. And it's actually a very, very sweet thing to see because in some small way she can be a part of the event in one way, shape, or form, which is it's actually really, really nice to see. And if you get the opportunity, make sure to check out because these two are great, that they really are. But a recent video came about where Connor and Iron Mouse were sort of playing on this huge mounded trampoline. It's a bit of an interesting sight, and these two are just laughing. They're having fun, and you know what? It's just these two having fun, and so as you can imagine, that's the sort of thing that actually gets under the skin of quite a lot of people. And so one voice that seems to be raised louder than anyone else's is this guy called Nick White, claiming to be a popular streamer on Kick. Mind you, with that being said, I didn't know who this guy was until I first heard about this, so he can't be that popular. He is pretty much calling this weird and saying that, well, what exactly is the point of all this? He doesn't understand what the point of any of this is, and he says this is just weird. And he joins a very long series of people who think that Iron Mouse is just a 40-year-old virgin sitting behind a desk whose belly is so big it actually prevents them from reaching out and stretching out to the keyboard. Yeah, to be honest, all of this started, by the way, when Iron Mouse surpassed Kai Cenat as the most subscribed Twitch streamer, by the way. That's where all of this started, to my knowledge. And yeah, people have just sort of given Iron Mouse absolute hell over stuff like this. And guess what? Connor receives just as much for all of this, despite the fact that he's just being there for his friend. And as you could probably imagine, the VTubing community, and also those who've just watched Iron Mouse for the long time, or even those who aren't arseholes and just understand absolutely what the point of all of this is, they immediately jump on the trampoline and actually just want to hang out with Connor and Iron Mouse as well, because quite frankly, forget all of those losers who tell them this is weird. Guess what? They're not doing anything wrong. They're enjoying their time. Considering Iron Mouse's situation, guess what? I think this is actually really, really sweet. And she sounded like she was actually having the time of her life. So So why should it matter to losers like Nick White about what they think and feel? Because guess what? Whatever Connor and Iron Mouse, whatever they want to do, guess what? It's not Nick's choice. And this is the thing I find like really hard to accept, is that people like Nick White seem to think that they have some choice in the matter when they don't. So honestly, I just want, I want what's the best for like Connor and Iron Mouse, because quite frankly, they're having the time of their lives, and guess what? So they should. And nobody should be telling them what they can and cannot do that makes them happy. That's just not the game. So that's just about all I've got to say for that. And by the way, if you are interested in learning a little bit more about Iron Mouse's complicated medical history, I'll leave a link down below to sort of explain about what Iron Mouse's situation is, as well as exactly if there's anything you guys wanted to take a look into doing research about people who suffer from immune deficiency. So, yeah, that's just all I've got to say about that. And a big shout out as well to Connor, this little innocent Welshman who defends this small puntable Puerto Rican VTuber, because Connor has just he is just a rock. This powerful Welsh rock who stands there for his friend, and we could all do with friends like Connor and Iron Mouse. I reckon that's pretty cool. But yeah, this is just one of those things where straight up, it boggles the mind that in this day and age, people who are just enjoying their lives can't do it because trolls think immediately that that's just what's funny. And in case Nick White wants to make the claim that he's not a troll, well, stop acting like one then, and stop talking like one then. Do that, and guess what? People might have a better opinion about you. And finally, just so we can finally wrap this all up, rudeness is not having fun. Rudeness is having fun at somebody else's expense. And all I can say about guys like Nick White and all the people who've been mean to Iron Mouse and Connor is that I just hope their parents weren't watching or reading the things that they said, because I do not think they'll be pretty proud of their sons and daughters. Have a nice day.